Cue the dramatic music and hold on to your ushankas, folks, because we're embarking on a journey through an alternate reality where the Soviet Union never collapsed. Picture this, it's 2024 and you're waking up not to the sweet sound of capitalist convenience, but to the nostalgic crackle of a state-issued radio playing the latest hits. Think perestroika forever and glasnost gals? Yes, in this bizarre world, the USSR still stretches its mighty limbs from the depths of Eastern Europe to the icy expanse of Siberia. And let me tell you, the global scenery is weirder than a babushka knitting Bitcoin wallets. Imagine waking up to the gentle drone of propaganda from your state-issued alarm clock. Ah, refreshing. In our merry Soviet world, daily life revolves around community gatherings where everyone debates which of Tolstoy's characters were the most bourgeois, and the hottest TV show is Keeping Up with the Khrushchevs. In this alternate USSR, socialism hasn't just survived, it's thrown a party and everyone's invited. And by everyone, we mean every comrade who agrees that genes are a capitalist plague. Pop culture here is a vibrant mix of traditional folk music remixed with synthesizers, and the state-controlled film industry pumping out the latest blockbuster, Harry Potter and the Gulag of Secrets. Welcome to Soviet Silicon Valley, or as it's locally known, Silicon Tiger. Here, the brightest minds are still trying to invent the world's first solar-powered tractor. Tech in the USSR is a fascinating mix of the old and the new, where an iPhone is considered an exotic fruit. And the most popular social media platform, KGB Book, lets you like but never dislike because dissent is so passé. Despite the restrictions, Soviet scientists have made leaps in technology that baffle the Western mind. Think of a smartwatch that not only tells time but also reminds you of the virtues of socialism every 10 minutes. Truly, innovation knows no bounds when it's for the glory of the motherland. Oh, the Soviet space program, where the dogs wear spacesuits and the motto is to infinity and beyond, or at least to the next socialist paradise. When the USSR didn't disintegrate, it took its space ambition to stellar new heights. The moon is now a favorite vacation spot for the Soviet elite, featuring the luxurious Gagarin lunar resort and spa. Imagine cosmonauts on Mars planting potatoes, because what else would you grow on a red planet? The state-run TV broadcasts updates on interstellar achievements, like a new rover finding evidence of past life, which suspiciously looks like a hammer and sickle etched in Martian soil. It's a universe where Sputnik is not just a satellite, but a cultural icon that even has its own reality TV show. In this alternate universe, the Iron Curtain came with velvet ropes and a red carpet. The USSR, stretching its comrades' arms across continents, has redefined international diplomacy. Here, the Soviet Silk Road isn't just a trade route. It's a runway for showcasing the prowess of socialist export goods, from Lada cars to Matryoshka dolls. Relations with non-socialist countries are as warm as a Siberian winter. Diplomacy primarily involves exchanging passive-aggressive notes and competing in who can host the most extravagant military parade. Allies are treated to generous vodka supplies, while foes are bombarded with endless renditions of the Soviet national anthem by spy satellites. It's a world where international relations are less about subtle diplomacy and more about flaunting your biggest missiles. The Berlin Wall not only stood the test of time, but also became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a constant reminder of the world's division, where selfie-taking tourists marvel at this relic of the Cold War. On weekends, graffiti artists are invited to add their flair, as long as their art includes flattering portraits of Lenin. East and West remain divided, not just by ideologies and an imposing concrete structure, but by their taste in pop culture. While the West jams to the Beatles' Lost Tracks, the East grooves to state-approved techno-operas. International espionage is a popular career choice, and James Bond is now a documentary series detailing the extravagant lives of spies. In our wonderfully skewed USSR, the economy is as controlled as the media, and everyone still pretends the ruble is as strong as a double shot of vodka. The market is flooded with products no one needs but everyone must have, like the latest model of the tractor that's only slightly faster than walking. Work is a communal affair. Everyone has a job whether they like it or not because unemployment is a capitalist myth. Industries focus on producing goods that promote socialist values like board games where everyone wins and books that end with and then they realize private property is theft. It's an economic system that works perfectly as long as no one asks too many questions. Forget Paris and Milan, Moscow is the fashion capital of this world. The hottest trend? Fur hats with built-in ear flaps that can pick up radio signals from the motherland. Fitness routines include collective farm workouts and competitive potato picking, ensuring that everyone stays robust and ready to fight imperialism. The national diet is vodka-centric. After all, it's considered a suitable replacement for most meals and a mandatory part of any nutritious breakfast. Healthcare is universal. The doctor prescribes you laughter because it's the best medicine, comrade. And if that fails, maybe then you'll get antibiotics. Soviet cinema is a dazzling spectacle of propaganda where every film is a blockbuster about the glorified life of tractor drivers. Hollywood's influence is considered as toxic as capitalist thought, so instead there are epic films about heroic Stakhanovites outperforming unrealistic quotas. Literature isn't far behind, with state-mandated plots and mandatory happy endings where everyone realizes socialism is the answer. Underground literature circles do exist, circulating forbidden texts like 1984, which has become a how-to guide for some rather than a cautionary tale. Sports in the USSR are more than just games, they're exercises in superiority. The Olympics are always held in Moscow, and miraculously, Soviet athletes always win. Football is popular, played with a rule that the motherland must not lose, leading to some peculiar referee decisions. Chess remains a fierce battleground for showing intellectual dominance over the West. The matches are so intense they're considered a good substitute for military parades. And let's not forget about the national sport queuing. It's not just standing in line, it's a test of endurance, strategy, and sheer willpower. In this world, the relationship between the USSR and China is like a buddy cop movie where both are slightly suspicious of each other's motives, but still team up for the greater good. They share secrets, occasionally steal each other's scientists, and compete in everything from rice production to synchronized swimming. Joint ventures include the Great Sino-Soviet Firewall, stronger than any great wall, designed to keep Western memes at bay. They exchange cultural gifts like opera about collective farming and ballets featuring proletarian heroes, ensuring the Cultural Revolution never ends. The cultural reach of the USSR in this alternate reality is both deep and hilarious. Jeans are banned, but Soviet chic, think potato sack couture, is globally revered. The Beatles' Back in the USSR is the unofficial anthem of youth worldwide, misunderstood as a celebratory nod to Soviet life. Soviet literature classes are mandatory in schools globally, where students learn the moral superiority of sharing over owning. International cuisine now includes a mandatory side of borscht, and every New Year, the world tunes in to watch the Red Square ball drop, literally a giant glowing red ball dropped from Lenin's outstretched hand. As we wrap up our sarcastic journey through a world where the Soviet Union never fell, it's clear that this alternate universe is as rich in absurdities as it is in vodka. We've seen a society where global politics play out like a chess game on steroids, where culture is both a weapon and a punchline, and where every aspect of life is infused with a heavy dose of state-controlled charm. While this exploration may be steeped in humor, it sheds light on the real-world implications and bizarre potentialities of such a world. It's a reflection, albeit exaggerated, of what might have been if history had taken a different turn. So let's raise our glasses, of vodka naturally, to an exercise in imagination and be thankful that in our world at least we can still enjoy a pair of jeans.